Nabus here, and on this episode, we're joined by Irina Negulescu.
Yes.
And Daniel Jaimes. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Aaron?
Good.
Good to be back again.
And of course, we're joined by my co-host, Alex Benedicto. What's up, Alex?
Hey, how's it going?
Alex, good to have you, man. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. So Daniel Jaimes is a painter and illustrator, well known for his pointillism work. He's no stranger to the show. Check out episode 45, where we learned about how his father had a huge impact on his journey as an artist. But on this episode, we are pleased to meet Irina, an artist and owner of the, is it IN or IN?
In.
Okay. The IN Gallery, a contemporary fine art studio gallery in Barrio Logan area here in San Diego, California. The IN Gallery will be hosting a comics and cosplay themed art show called Art with No Restrictions on September 12th from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. And we're here to talk about that, and we're here to also get to know Irina a little bit better. So, Irina, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your origin story? Where were you born?
Where did I start?
Yeah. Where are you from?
I am from Romania. I came like around 30 years ago. So I've been in this country longer than there. But I started to paint since I was little because my mother was an artist as well.
Mm-hmm.
So just grew up around art and music. Coming here, I continued my studies, and then I went to a gallery in La Jolla. It was a co-op. And I went in and I said, what do I need to do to be here? It was a co-op on Girard Avenue. And there were local artists, of course, since it was co-op. And they said, well, you need 5 paintings of one medium and all that. So, and then you have a group show, then 4 people show 1 year. The second year, 3 people show, 2 people show. And then finally, in 5 years, you'll have your own one-man show. And I did.
What was it like growing up in Romania? I think that you were probably during the communist times, weren't you?
Yes, I grew up during communism. I didn't catch the other part after the wall came down, so I was already here at that time. So I only knew communism. But now I go there every year or so, every 5 years. Last year I was there, and then 5 years before. Mm-hmm. And it's changed. A lot of businesses, a lot of foreigners, Chinese, lots of Chinese with businesses there, and we didn't grow up that way, yeah.
Right. And out of all the places you could go to in the world, how did you decide to come to San Diego?
Well, we asked people around when I was in New York, what is the most beautiful city in America? Because New York can be America. It was a culture shock for me at that time. So it's like, yes. So we did the research, and everybody would say, San Diego, San Diego, San Diego.
Oh,
so we
wow.
just packed and left.
Is there a pretty sizable Romanian population here in San Diego?
28 million at my time, so now probably there are 23 million. The rest left the country.
They came to San Diego. They're all here.
It's a small.
Oh, is there a big community, a Romanian community here in San Diego?
Yes. Yeah. Every time people read my last name, Negulescu, and they're Romanian, oh my gosh, he's Romanian. So I put them on my list. So now I have like 200 Romanians on my guest list.
That's awesome. So when did you decide to, take being an artist as your full-time profession?
When I started to sell, it was amazing. All I wanted was just to show my talent and my creativity. I was already working at that time, but then I started to sell, and it's like a piece of paper that was just a painting like in watercolor, and $30. I'm like, oh my God, $30. Okay, I made $30. And then somebody else bought another pastel for $50, and then slowly I had I started to paint murals in people's homes. I had some training on that too. and I was making big money. So I had to focus on that because I would lose the money if I go to work when I have a big job of painting a Michelangelo mural on the wall. So I dropped everything and I focused on murals and large paintings.
That must have been a huge adjustment because going from just regular sized paintings to huge murals must have been quite an adjustment.
I like challenge and seeing when I was hired by other artists to paint in these big mansions, like Jenny Craig's house I painted.
Oh, wow.
And some other people on Fairbanks Ranch, and I was hired by other artists, but the owner could see the difference in my work next to theirs. So later on, I just got jobs just on my own.
Wow,
so I would hire
incredible.
someone to do the dirty job, and I would do the detail part. So it was pretty cool.
Right.
But of course, it's painful too. So you can't just do that forever. It's the neck and the arms.
Tell me about your love for deep reds, blues, and greens.
I grew up by the Black Sea, so pretty much just a water girl. And the blue is very exciting and just attractive and inviting to me. So the blues, and also when I came to this country 100 years ago, that is having just the base colors more cheap. So I grew up not rich, I was poor. So it was the base colors, red, yellow, and blue. And we would learn how to make from red, yellow, and blue the secondary colors and the tertiary colors. But coming here, going in an art store, the colors were to me like candies. So I just switch from the grays into the bright reds and yellows and greens, and just very inviting, very shocking and powerful. So I'm still kind of using those.
And do you have a memory back when you were a kid where you first thought, "Hey, I want to try doing this"?
Yes. I wasn't good at math. And all the teachers, "Oh, you'll never get anywhere. Without math, you'll never get anywhere." So I was like, oh my God, if I have a bit talent at drawing and painting, I should just stick with it and forget the math. So even now I kind of have a hard time with math. But
Wow. And now, fast forward, you have a gallery here. Do you want to tell us about the beginnings of the gallery?
yes, I was in... I had a little space in La Jolla, and then I had a small space in Little Italy later on. And I did every month. There's an art walk. Pretty much in all the communities, artists kind of try to arrange an art walk every month, once a month. So to invite people every month with the same art that I have on the walls, I thought that it's boring. So why don't I invite other artists? So that's how I kind of created guest artists at my art events. But having this space here, it's huge. It's like 2,000 square feet. So it kind of turned without intention. It kind of became a gallery. So now I just try to stay consistent and be open every month, once a month. And the COVID kind of, it hit everybody, especially artists. We were already struggling as an artist ever since the world is known. So now it's even harder. So I'm trying to still stay consistent, be open. So lately, 2 months ago, I kind of had a pre-opening to see how things are going. I had everything outside. And last month I had the jazz outside and the food truck outside. So we thought maybe this month to have Comic-Con again. They were my host. I was a host for them like 3 years back,
Yes.
And it turned out really beautiful with cosplay and everything. So I thought they would, because they're such major artists and stuff, they could bring more crowds, more awareness of this gallery here. And we will try to make it all a safe environment. So we will have it outside again and the art inside, and we will do our best.
And you mentioned the Comic-Con. We're probably maybe 5 minutes drive away from the convention center, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're relatively close in the Barrio Logan area. When you were looking for a studio location, what appealed to you about the Barrio Logan area?
The fact that it was becoming an arts district already, that with gentrification in Little Italy, everybody kind of got pushed to a more industrial area where it was just starting as far as spaces, available spaces. And a bit cheaper because now Little Italy, now it's already at $6-7 a square foot. So artists can't afford that. And I couldn't afford this either, but I've been lucky to rent smaller spaces within the gallery. So with the COVID, I actually was very lucky to have an artist which was just emerging, but he thought that he would like to produce during the COVID, during the pandemic, and he was here and he kind of saved the gallery. And now Daniel and I'm trying to do the same thing, to just kind of front space to rent if it's possible, and then the back space to be my studio.
And I think emerging artists is probably what you focus on in trying to give the spotlight to them in the studio,
yes,
right?
so I invite a few, most of the time I invite a few established artists, but also emerging artists, so we can help the whole community. And they're really good artists around here. And so I've had success, and I wouldn't be a gallery today if there wasn't success, you know. And it's not really a gallery, it's also a studio. So people love that. Clients, you know, art lovers, they just love to see both, to meet the artist, to see the artist at work, and to see art on display.
Right.
That's really cool.
You mentioned established artists. We have an established artist here, Mr. Daniel Jaimes. How you doing?
How are you? How you doing, Aaron?
I'm good. It's been a while, brother.
Yes, it has. It's been since August of last year, I believe, the last time we did this.
So how you been? What you been up to?
Well, I think I speak for everybody that we were all up to something in January, and then next thing you know, we're just like going to panic mode because people started panicking with what's happening, and then everything we have planned for this year literally went out the window. So now, as an artist, and I speak for a lot of artists, you know, we all had to figure out another way how to make money, how to sell our work. So it's a whole new way to, like whole new mindset on how to stay afloat. And as artists, it's our responsibility to continue to do the arts and crafts or whatever we're good at, our love for the arts. But it's just, we just couldn't do it in public any longer because of what happened this year. But that's why, but I never gave up, and neither should you or anybody in this world to give up doing what they love, because there is a way to, you know, there's always a solution to every problem that we have. So my solution was just temporary. You know, we, like all of us, we all had to stay home in quarantine. Some people went crazy. Some people, you know, they're not used to it. But as artists, we welcome isolation. We welcome quarantine because that's when we're at our best. That's when we create our best work, when we're just isolated. But at the same time, we're human. We want to be with others and show off what we do and share with others and bring in other artists. So I think this was a way to really find out who we are as a person, as a people, as a culture, and what we can do to help out others. And so now that we're finally coming back to life, you know, Irina and I, we decided, you know, she had a shout out and she asked me to be a part of this art with no restrictions. And it was just kind of like, now is the time to come back to life. And we're just trying to do the best we can to emerge the world back into what we're doing here. But it's slowly happening. We're not out of it yet by a long shot, but at least we're trying to get back on track with our lives. Mm-hmm. So doing these art shows has been quite amazing, and it's just really a pleasurable feeling to see that people are starting to come out and doing the things that we love. Plus, it's interesting to see what people have done during their quarantine, and we had some really good, really amazing pieces from artists that just opened up their hearts and really dug in deep with their creativity. And that's why we're doing these shows, because we want to show the world what we have here. Mm-hmm. And without Irina's gallery, we couldn't have done that. So I mean, she's an amazing artist. The gallery's amazing, and that's what we're all here for, to bring people into our worlds here, to show them that what the IN Gallery is all about. And it's not about us, it's about everybody in the community and in the art world. Just like yourself, just like, like us and all those that's shown here. This is what we're all about. This is what the art world should be, to help one another out, and that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And how did you meet Irina initially?
Oh, Rita, oh my goodness. Oh, like she said, they were doing a lot of art shows, like monthly art shows in Little Italy, and back then they had the Harley Davidson motorcycle. Remember that the shop they had there? They had a Harley Davidson dealer in Little Italy. Huh? Remember that?
Kettner Avenue.
Yeah, on Kettner. So I did a show. I done shows for them in the past during that time, and Irina just happened to be coming in there, and she saw my artwork, and we just started talking, and then she told me about her art. I think that's how we met, right? Yeah, I think that's how we met.
That's years ago. So
years ago.
It was called Kettner Nights.
Kettner Nights, yes, that's
this
right.
This is called Barrio Art Crawl.
Yeah, so
every month is Barrio Art Crawl, and then Little was Kettner Nights. I think I closed it.
Yeah.
With my living there, there's no more Kettner Nights.
Yeah, so when I met Irina and she invited me to her gallery and to some of the shows that she puts together, I was so honored because when I saw her work, I was just so blown away about how beautiful her work is. The underwater women, the beautiful. You have to see it to be mesmerized by the talent that she has.
It's beautiful work,
isn't it? Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. She's an amazing woman. She's an amazing woman.
Stop it.
So I've always been inspired by her work, and so just being a part of what she does here, I'm so honored to be a part of it. So, and we've been friends ever since.
Nice.
Off and on, yes, yes.
Speaking of inspiration, there's this quote that I saw on your website. It goes, quote, "My inspiration comes from the liberty I have to express my passion for dance and music, and from my love of the blue sea, the brilliant sky, and the beautiful people that surround me every day." Key word there is liberty. I know that we're sort of restricted right now.
Yeah.
Yes. What are you trying to sort of achieve with the art show?
Just to prove our potential, to show our talents. Of course, to bring people to see our talent, for them to buy our work too, so we can stay and still be creative and inspired. Because when somebody buys my work and they put it on their wall and sends me a photo of their room with my painting on it, it's so inspiring that I feel like, oh my God, a different piece of my work on this other wall or something, and I start painting and stuff. So it's very inspiring. And when I say for the beautiful people around me, it's I studied the female figure in Romania because it was more available to us as students, and because we posed ourselves, because we couldn't afford models in my country, we couldn't afford the models, so the teacher would force us artists to pose, to take turns.
Oh, wow.
So we had to do that. And we were dressed, of course, because we were artists, we weren't models. But the teacher would be like, and now undress the person, think about how it would look undressed. So learning how to draw the people, you can learn anything. That's how I was taught. If you know how to draw a person, you know how to draw anything. So we just were very strictly trained. That's why I still love to paint people, women in general and children. And then the ocean, of course, since I grew up there. Plus, that's why I moved to San Diego.
Two beautiful elements put together. Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
We were talking a little bit earlier before the podcast. I think you mentioned you wanted to sort of discuss the artists that will be participating.
Oh, yeah. So that's another. Yes, we're going to have some great artists here. And they're all Comic-Con related. So my first one, other than myself, had Dan's artwork, sd.com. A little plug for myself there. Dean Lacrone, he is the alias Dr. Artemis Peepers. And he has a great following. He does his own comics. He's well known in the comic book world and at Comic-Con. And you can find him on his Instagram page at Dr. Peepers 1 on Instagram. And this guy, he does all these great steampunk cartoons, and he dresses up for the occasion. I've seen him before dressed as a Joker, and he's just an amazing comic book artist. And next is Priscilla Bree. She is upcoming and very talented young lady. She has a love for cosplay, and you can find her on Instagram, or her website is theladystash.com, and on Instagram is @ladystash. Stash is STACHE. And after her is Jason Humphrey. I don't know if you guys heard of Jason, but this guy, he does some really amazing work, amazing colors, and he's been around, and he's done the Little Italy Art Walk. He's known around San Diego, very well known artist. And he's at originallinkart.com, and his Instagram page is originallinkart. This guy, you got to see his work. And then next is Stephen Fishwick. Stephen Fishwick, he is quite the artist. He is very talented in so many ways. His work is just totally amazing. So you can find him at stephenfishwick.com, and on Instagram it's just Stephen Fishwick. Then we also have others, J7 Productions. She'll be here doing her circus acts, stilts. She walks on stilts, she blows bubbles, she breathes fire. It's a really amazing feat to see. And then we're going to have the Underground Lightsaber Fighters. You can find them at ulfsandiego.com. These guys are amazing. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but before the COVID, they would have a monthly get-together in Balboa Park's big fountain out there. And they would just come out there and people would just join out and do lightsaber duels. So you have the Sith and you have Jedis fighting all night, but it's really so much. It's just a bunch of overgrown 8th graders having fun, and they'll be here displaying their skills. And we're gonna have many of their lightsabers for sale. So any of you interested in buying a lightsaber, this is the place to be on that nice. Evening.
That's gonna look nice at night.
It's gonna look amazing.
A lot of cosplay fashion. I encourage the people that will come to be dressed in whatever they have the funkiest clothes around. To just come.
Yes. Wear your best. Come out here and have fun.
Right.
Even if you want to wear a mask, deck out your mask, do something. Or if you got a helmet, put it on and come out here and have fun.
Now, are submissions still open, or are they closed?
Yeah, they're still open. We're still going to be bringing in some more artists, but we had to get the word of if it's going to happen.
I'm not the cosplay artist, so I take my work down, so I can have my guests work up.
Yeah, so we just had to make sure with everything that's going on with the governor, if we're going to be able to stay open.
We are, because San Diego is.
Yes, and once it didn't affect us, then we'll say we're going to go forward
but
with this.
It's a safe environment. Everything will be set outside, as far as food trucks and the bubble display and all that stuff, and the art will be inside. So it's already marked 6 feet apart. You could see, and it's a big space.
Yes, there's lots of space here. It's not
garage door open.
Yes. You have to come down to see for yourself. As a very comfortable environment, as it's going to be a fun environment, and so I just encourage people to come down. It's going to be great.
If you feel young and healthy, and you're not sick, of course.
Yes, if you're young and healthy, and just vibrant, and just want to be out here with others that want to share the same passion, that's what we're going to be doing.
And of course, masks will be mandatory.
Yes, masks will be mandatory. Inside. Cool.
I do know that I was watching Governor Newsom's conference yesterday, and I know that they released new guidelines on the website. So it'll be interesting to see, as your date comes closer, to see where we are.
Yeah, but everybody will use their best judgment. I'm sure everybody is careful about it. Plus, we are as well. So, I have everything set on the outside, on the doors. The floor is marked every 6 feet.
Right.
We will put tables outside and chairs and whatever is needed, just so we can stay afloat and bring some awareness of this place. Yeah.
Awesome. And I guess we'll take a little break, and we'll do our what we call the thunder round, our sort of off the beaten path set of questions. So I'll let my co-host Alex take it away. Alex.
All right. Here's the first question. If you could teleport to anywhere in the world right now, where would you go, and why did you pick that place? Irina?
What?
If you could.
I think I am in the right place. I keep thinking, okay, when I retire, when I'm older, where should I go? First of all, it has to be a place where art can be displayed, because I want to end up like Georgia O'Keeffe, like old and wrinkled and still painting. So it has to be a place where art is shown and seen. Probably San Diego, still. I don't know. I travel a lot anyway. I travel. I'm from Europe, so I travel. Every year I go somewhere, and still there's no place like San Diego. That's the truth.
Yeah, I personally would love to go to Amsterdam and be like an in-house artist there. One of my biggest inspirations, Tim Cantor. He has a gallery there, and they love what he does there. And I would love to live there for a couple of years and get my art out there. But my home is here in San Diego. Yeah,
Nice.
just like Irina says, this is, I was born here. I'm gonna probably end up dying here someday, but not anytime soon though. Still got a long ways to go.
Cool. All right. Second question. If you were president of the United States, what artwork would you hang in the Oval Office?
I would hang Irina's art.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes, I
nice.
would. Yes, I would.
No,
There's one with a flag right
Yes,
there.
yes.
White House
I would have her paint the entire White House.
It's very conservative White House, so they probably will put my work in their bedrooms. I would dare people to put my work in their living rooms. Yeah.
All right.
How about you, Irina? What would you put?
I probably would put exactly what they have in the White House, like historical scenes, classic artists, like American artists, since it's the White House. So I would be proud to have Turner and all these American artists. And then maybe I would encourage some local, some rooms where I have the local artists, some contemporary artists
Yes,
as well.
bring them in. Bring them
So I
into the
would
White House.
encourage.
Yes.
Even these museums here, they should have some local, like a place with their local artists. It's just a museum with other people's. We should have that.
Yeah, we shouldn't be dead to have our stuff in a freaking museum.
know.
We should be alive
Celebrate-
and well. Yes,
celebrate
alive and well,
yourself,
so we can
yeah.
enjoy it. Yes, that's what kind of sucks as an artist. Once you're gone, it's like
Yeah, artists keep looking for places where they could show their work, but every city should have a place where, like a museum, where they encourage the local artists to have, monthly display. That would be awesome.
yes. Well, when you run for president, you got my vote, Irina.
Yes, yeah. I wasn't born here, so hard
That's
chance.
okay. That's okay.
And I have an accent, and I don't think people like
Well, so
accents.
does the first
that
lady,
much.
but you're way more talented than she is.
yeah.
No.
All right. Next question. It's 10 p.m. at night, and you are starving after a full day of your artwork. What do you eat?
Wow, that sounds like every day. What was the question?
It's late at night, 10 p.m., and you've been working on your artwork
That's
all
considered
day.
late. My goodness.
Yeah, that's not considered late.
That's not late at all.
I work when people go home from work, so that's when I kind of start.
And you start to get hungry. What's your go-to food?
If I get hungry, I just do scraps whatever I find, but I end up not really eating if it's so late. So I go hungry, but it's something that I do every day. Really, it's not a big deal, and I'm very thin, so I have room to eat the next day.
Well, I guess is there food from your homeland that you miss? Is there food from your homeland that you miss?
Yes, Romanian food. Oh, yum. But I'm very lucky that all these people that sign in the book that they're Romanian, and I get invited to a New Year's or to a birthday or something. I go first of all for the food, and then the rest.
What's something that you miss?
We have the stuffed cabbage that every household makes it different. And I love the stuffed cabbage that is done with the pickled cabbage. It's so good. Oh,
Is
and
there
it's
any-
good the next day, actually, the following day. So
even
people,
better, huh?
it's even better
It's more
because
flavored, right?
they don't make. You don't stay all day in the kitchen to make only 5, 6 of them. You make 100. You make 100, 200 of them. You roll them and you put them in a huge bowl, and then you make it. That's why they use them for New Year's, for Christmas, for a birthday, because it's a lot. So
Yeah.
What's it
spend a lot
called?
of time in the kitchen.
What is it called?
Stuffed cabbage.
Stuffed cabbage, yeah, it's called sarmale in Romanian. But
yeah.
the Russians make it, Greeks make it, so everybody.
Yeah.
The Middle Eastern, sorry, the Mediterranean
Yeah,
food.
Mediterranean.
Why did I say Middle Eastern? Okay, Romania is Latin. Okay, it's Latin based. It's Romance language. It's Eastern Europe. It's not Middle East.
Is there any Romanian restaurants here in San Diego that you know
No,
of?
not in
None
San
at
Diego,
all?
but we have one in Anaheim, Dunărea.
Oh, okay.
It's very good.
Yeah, we have the same version, but they're called tamales.
Tamales,
They
yeah.
call tamales. They make them by the hundreds and thousands.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's the same. We eat the stuffed cabbage with the polenta, yeah? So it's kind of like tamales,
Yes,
but it's
yes.
differently made and
Yes.
prepared.
Good tamales are hard to find unless you know someone that
they're so
actually
good.
makes them really, really
Yeah,
delicious.
it has to be homemade.
It has to be homemade. Yes. yes.
I'm getting hungry right now.
Yeah.
So
How
what,
about
what's
you?
your
How about you, Dano?
Go-to food. when
My
you're
my
starving?
go-to food.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're after
you're-
a hard day. Of
Oh my
doing
god!
our-
Well, the thing is that during the week, believe it or not, Monday through Friday, I'm totally vegetarian, vegan, call it what it is. And the weekends, I eat whatever the hell I want. Like pizza, burrito, burgers, whatever. But on a late night, on a weekend, I do feel a little guilty because late at night it's kind of hard to find something healthy, unless you pack your own. But it's usually going to end up being fast food or something, or drive through taco shop or something like that. And that's okay because it's not like I'm eating that all the time, but it's kind of hard to find like something really healthy late at night.
Yeah.
Because these vegetarian places or healthy foods places they don't stay open because they want to get their nice sleep. Where fast food they don't care. They just like, here, eat all this nasty stuff. Knock yourself out. But yeah, it's just,
So when you don't care, what do you get?
when I don't care, then I'll go like to Carl's Jr. and get like the $6 burger, but no fries, no soda, just the burger itself.
burger.
Yeah, and water, so I don't feel too guilty about it. But if I really don't have a care in the world, then I'll get some fries and just go balls out and just get the fries and soda and be in a dirty cup or something like that. And I'll just be like real badass at night.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. Once in a while it's okay, but not like all the time. But and most of the time I'll usually bring something. I bring something with me so I don't have to go junk food at night. But yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
It's good.
I don't mind.
All right, next question. If a movie was made about your life, what kind of music would be in the soundtrack?
Oh my goodness! I think the last time you asked me that question, I told you it was Thievery Corporation.
Oh, I love Thievery.
Yeah. I love even now, a year later, a couple years, they're still my favorite group. They just come out with some great work. I love their music and how they put it together. Very not too much vocals, but the music itself. I mean, it's called Lebanese Blonde, and that has a really cool Zetar riff. You got to listen to it. It's really badass. And believe it or not, late at night I'll actually put on classical music. But I'll do mock-ups. There's a lot of mock-ups. There's Mozart and Metallica, and they do a mock-up, and it's really
nice.
cool to listen to that.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Violin,
Yeah.
anything violin, classical.
But believe it or not,
that sounds cool.
yeah, believe it or not, my favorite waltz or classic is called Waltz of the Flowers, or Dance with the Flowers. Then that's so relaxing. I can listen to that all night and just be in my zone. But then I'll put on some headbanging music after that, But yeah, so a lot of music I love, but Thievery Corporation, for sure, yes.
Yeah, same. I agree. I love classical music. I grew up with it, and violin, anything instrumental, piano, violin, anything bass. It's just cool.
So
Classic.
do you play instruments as well?
No, but
No?
I would have liked to.
Never too late.
I would have been very good if I was trained that way there, but I didn't have many opportunities when I was little. So, learning languages, I was good at it in my country, so I kind of stuck with that. But instruments is a lot of money, and I was in ballet, in dance, so that's cheap. You don't need the instruments for that.
What other languages do you speak?
Just the languages that we studied in school in Comics. But then, if you change the school, if you change your high school, and they teach some other language, for example, French in one high school, and it was Russian in another school, and English. So it's two languages: English and Russian, or English and French. So we did that. And here in college, I studied Spanish and Italian.
Oh, wow.
So.
All right. Next question. If we gave you $1 million, but you had to spend it all in one day, what would you do with it?
Oh, in one day. That's not a cool way to spend money. I would call probably someone, lawyer or something, to invest in something. But I have no idea in what, because this is just fantasy. I don't even play lottery because the chances are too small. So just give me more time. Give me that $1 million and give me a week, and I can come up with a bunch of stuff. I'll just buy a property immediately if it's just one day.
Smart one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I probably do the same thing, just because that's basically in today's economy, $1 million gets you like a townhouse here in San Diego.
Oh, in San Diego, and
Yeah,
you want to
yeah.
go to Amsterdam? Really? I was there last year.
Well, thanks for the invitation.
It's
Yes.
more expensive.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
well, I guess I'll just buy property
Good
in
luck.
Phoenix somewhere or Idaho.
yeah, perfect.
All right. Last question. What's your one thing your fans would be surprised to learn about you?
Whew.
Oh, that I can cook, because they see me in the photos all funky, all pretty, all that stuff, and painting all the time, but they don't realize that actually I can cook. It's like, oh, Irina, you can cook, really? Yes, I do like old-fashioned life.
What's your favorite dish to cook?
Oh, dish. There's many dishes,
Oh, yeah.
but I do like to make really good chorba soups, like Russian soups. Yum.
I guess we're going to your house after this, right?
Yeah. I wish.
Now, did you grow up learning how to cook, or did you learn that here?
No, I grew up learning how to cook. We were responsible children, and we had to make food for ourselves or for our parents. And then I was married, and I had to learn more, Then I had a child, so you have to even cook more. So I went to school here in America. I had a job, and I raised a kid, a boy, and I painted all in the same time. And now I have no time at all. I don't understand how I could do all that.
While raising a child, and now
No,
Yeah,
but everything, like painting, going to work, raising a child, going to school, and now complaining that I have no time to finish a piece.
Yeah.
Time is relevant,
Yes,
indeed.
absolutely.
It's awful. And with the quarantine, I thought I would have even more time. But guess what? Not enough time. With age, time limits.
Well, when you're it's when you stop playing is when you start aging. So as artists, we refuse to grow up.
Yeah.
That we're always going to be that child, and I think that's what keeps us young.
Yeah, a good friend of ours, Keith Jones, he
Yeah.
has a motto: "The kid in you never dies." So,
Exactly. It's your choosing if you want to live or you want to get old. So as an artist, as a Comic-Con, pop culture, movie icon artist, every piece I work on, I feel like I'm a kid again.
Oh, you are a kid.
I am.
You
I'm
are.
an overgrown 8th grader. I'm the biggest. I'm the oldest 15-year-old you're ever gonna meet.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you might be the youngest person here.
I think I am. Yeah, not bad for old man, right?
That's true. No, I'm only 29. What are you talking about?
Yeah. You're 29. I'm 25.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
yes.
what's one thing your fans would be surprised to know about you?
Oh, they'll be
Daniel?
surprised. Like in my house, I don't hang any of my art. I hang other people's work, believe it or not. But just this year, I just barely started hanging some of my own work. But yeah, I have all my influences. I've hung their art.
I'm not surprised, because seeing as how you as far as I've known you, you
Yes.
always you always shout out other artists. So I'm not surprised that you would hang up other people's art. versus your own art?
Yeah.
It's because we can't afford our own work. We have to sell it. We have to display it.
Yeah.
I can't afford.
I
to
mean,
have my
I know
piece.
what my work looks like. I see it all. I mean,
See it all the time. Huh?
So whenever I'm done with the original, or I literally just put it in a bag. I wrap it nicely and I put it away until the next show, and then there it stays. But you can see a lot of I have several pieces like a Blick art store in Little Italy. Mm-hmm. They're phenomenal to work with. I have such appreciation. Plus, it's my candy store, so I love Blick art store. And then there's the Smoking Gun downtown. It's a nostalgic restaurant, sports bar, beautiful place. It's really cool retro restaurant. I have some of my pieces there. I did a series of retro art, and I got some pieces hanging there as well.
Nice.
But other than that, it's I don't hang any of my art at home. Like I said, other people's art. So, but it's like I said, this was the first year I actually started hanging some more of my own in my place. But gotta get used to it, I guess. But it's not gonna stay there long, I guess.
No, I want to do touches on my own work. I'm like, hey, oh no, why did I do this? I have to retouch this and then I destroy it. So I don't want to look at it. If it goes away, I'm happy.
I guess we can always be our own worst critic.
Oh, we are.
Oh,
I am.
by far, yes. I can look at a piece and not even be happy with it. And others be like, oh my God, that looks like, if we're not happy with our work, we're not going to put it out there until we're totally satisfied with it. Because it's what the people see, and that's
But we're different than others, because other artists are different too. Some don't want to let go of it. Some are very happy to let go of it. You know, everybody's different.
Well, it's every piece. It's a part of us. It's a part of who we are. It's a part of us that we're selling, and it's really hard to sell a piece. It's financially beneficial for us to sell art, but it's also it's for me personally, it inspires me to do another one. And continue to do it. It just inspires me to do more artwork when I sell one.
Mm-hmm. Now, I mentioned shout outs earlier. We can't do the things that we do by ourselves most of the time. Who do you want to give a superhero shout out to on this episode?
Well, everybody that's participating at this show, and like I said, Dean Lacrone, Priscilla Bray, Jason Humphrey, Stephen Fishwick, Irina right here next to me. These people are the ones that are going to help the show be at its best, and we're going to be bringing in more artists as well.
Yeah, if there are other artists that are relevant to the Comic-Con and
reach out to us.
Yeah. I have to have my art up, even though I'm not Comic-Con, but I'll put it in the back over there.
Yes.
Next to the alcohol.
Yes. That's the best place of this building is the alcohol, the bar.
And the food. I'll put some food there. I'll put some dessert. To attract people.
I guess we'll start closing out the show. But did we miss anything? Is there anything else that you'd like our audience to know about? Maybe we can discuss what are some of the best ways to help out art studios during this time?
It's very hard. It's very hard. So I would have a hard time, but what I'm doing, I'm splitting the space so other people can rent the space and all that. So the guy next door to me, he lost his space, so he's moving out. La Bodega also lost the space, the big gallery. I mean, it's tough. I just got lucky with that emerging artist that really wanted to produce, so he had another job. So only people that have another job and can afford to kind of pay rent and stuff. But as an artist that is full-time, it's really tough. So I just been lucky that I sold a few pieces during COVID and I got to pay the rent and everything. So I'm still a gallery now. Mm-hmm. Hopefully all this will be over. Vaccine will come out soon and we'll all go on with our lives in a regular...
Yeah, I can't wait to become a full-time artist. I still got about 9 more months. I'm going to retire. And then I'm going to do this full-time. And watch out.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that during our last interview about retiring.
It's I have a meeting in October to find out what my options are, and then if I like what I hear, then I'll retire in April and start doing this full-time after that.
Is there anything else that we can do, the general public can do to help out studios?
Yeah, if you put the word out there that we're still hanging on to the gallery and we still stay open once a month with our events every second Saturday, 6 to 10. This is consistency is the most important thing. So we can be people are aware of this space here. Because I was in Little Italy and I was trying to bring that crowd. And I was also in La Jolla, but that's kind of harder to bring the La Jolla crowd all the way here in Barrio Logan, because Barrio Logan is new as far as this district community, arts district community. So the goal is to bring the whole San Diego North County here.
Yeah.
You know, I go all the way there for an event. They should come here this way too. You know?
You sort of touched on a little bit earlier about how the pandemic is a good time to sort of become even more creative. Do you have any other additional advice out there for artists who are sort of struggling to be productive during this time?
Well, all I can say is just do what you can to survive. Be it if you have to take a job or because, you know, it's what we have to do, but don't ever lose your talent or your love for art or whatever you're really good at, what you're passionate for. You know, we all have to survive in this world right now. I've been very fortunate because I have my day job, and the only reason why I keep it is my safety net, or else I'd be doing art full time. So just do what you can to survive and do what you have to, but don't ever lose your love for your talent, your creativity. You know, you can make it work. You can still make it work. So just do what you can to survive. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, artists have been struggling forever, either it's COVID or not. You know, to sell a piece of art, it's really hard. So it's not different.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
And it's not easy.
It's not easy.
But I'm sure nobody's going to give up on.
Yeah.
Either they work from home, from a garage. Artist in general, if he's inspired, she is inspired, they're always going to produce something. Create.
Well, Irina, Daniel, thank you so much for being part of the show. We look forward to your event. Is there anything else that you'd like our audience to know about?
No, so it's Saturday, September 12th, every second Saturday. This one will be 6 to 11, so we have an extended, a more extended kind of hours.
Yeah, come on down and give us your support and let's have fun.
Your presence is appreciated. Your even online. Come and
speaking about online.
Yes.
What are the best places to reach you online?
theingallery.com, info.theingallery.com. My phone number. I don't know, Irina Negulescu. It's lots of ways to reach out to me, but it's also on Facebook, the In Gallery, or Negulescu Fine Art. On the photos, I always post photos after the event with everybody that is here. So they just pose for me all the time. So I'm with the camera all the time around, taking photos of people.
Yeah, Rena loves the camera during her shows, and she takes some great photos.
Multitasking.
Yes, she is a multitasker.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I post them, and then I tag everybody, and people tag themselves, and they love this. And they're sorry they didn't make it, or they'll make it next time, or, you know, just being aware of the space and encouraging us and supporting us. It's enough for us, you know.
And just a quick recap. Can you sort of discuss how the show is going to go again?
Well, we're gonna have it's gonna start at 6 p.m. We're gonna have Dr. Peepers here live. He's gonna be selling his comic books. He'll be in full costume. I'll be here live painting, and we're gonna have other people's artwork here on the walls.
Live music.
We'll have a live music set up outside. Come on down. Enjoy the bar. Masks are required to enter the gallery. We're all gonna be wearing them, and get creative with your own if you can. Do something creative with your own mask. And show off your talents and come down and look at some amazing art. And then we're going to have a delicious food truck here, so you're not going to be hungry. Well, the bar is there for when you are thirsty, but the food truck will be here when you're hungry. Then we're gonna have J7 Productions here. She'll be on her stilts, blowing bubbles. She's a fire eater. Amazing show she's gonna put on. And then we'll have the underground lightsaber fighters here displaying their skills on the with their lightsabers and their Jedi Sith skills and battles. So that's gonna be really fun to see. Plus, like I said, we'll have there's lightsabers on sale here. So it's going to be an amazing show.
It's a lot of preparation, a lot of effort that we put just to kind of do this for the artists and for the people that come to see us. It's a lot of effort, not to mention its cost as well.
Right.
So every month, this being consistent, hopefully it pays off.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
And fingers crossed that the pandemic and our situation gets better. But Daniel, where can people find you online?
Oh, they can find me on my website at dansartworksd.com or on my Instagram page, which is at dansartworksd, and on my Facebook as well. Same thing, Dan's Artwork SD, and just follow me and see all the information and all my live pieces I'm working on, and some of my newest pieces. Like right now, I'm working on something. It's my new Catwoman. And she's taking a milk bath, and this is really cool. I'm really loving the way it's coming out.
He's going to paint live.
I'll be here
painting live.
I'll be here painting live, so coming down to see it.
And my name is a bit harder, but if you just look at the In Gallery, the ingallery.com, there's all the info there.
Yeah, originally, it was called the
Negulescu Fine Art, but people.
No,
oh my God! So I just changed my mind because I took the whole .com thing, Negulescu.com, yeah. And there's some famous Negulescus in Romania, some big doctors, some big whatever. But I took it, and now I'm kind of sad. I'm like, oh.
Because originally it was a Negulescu Gallery, but it's like people couldn't pronounce it, so she just chopped it in half, literally, and said
initials,
initials. Smart woman, see?
Yeah.
It's kind of a nice, your initials, but it's also play on words.
It's
like
also
the
come in.
yeah.
I'm in the gallery, so I'm
right.
gonna stick with this. It's just that Negulescu is my signature. And by the way, I have an awesome signature, so it looks good on the paintings.
Yeah, this gallery is awesome. Your artwork is awesome, and
Thank you.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Irina and Daniel, for being on the show.
Thank you,
so
Aaron.
much.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for having you on again.
We'll actually do this again sometime.
Yeah, definitely. Alex, why don't you close out the show?
All right. Thank you so much for tuning into the Hall 8 Show podcast, where we love showcasing independent pop culture creators, conventions, and events. If you're in San Diego on Saturday, September 12th, 2020, come check out the Art with No Restrictions cosplay and comics art show, but don't forget to wear your masks. If you believe in our mission to be the voice of independent pop culture creators, we would love a rating, hopefully 5 stars, and a comment on Apple Podcasts. You can also find us on Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher. Also, please share our episodes using the hashtag Hall8Show. Peace, cheers, and if you'd like to recommend a guest for one of our shows, please reach out to us on any of our social media accounts or our website, hall8.com. Thanks.